Subjectivity versus Objectivity, the 25th of April, 2025. He has studied philosophy, so he knows what he is talking about. Everyone's truth is their own. Their own beliefs matter to them and therefore should be respected. Not if what they consider to be their truth is not true, and they would believe these truths based on their desires and lusts. The difference between objective and subjective truth. For truth to be objective, it has to come from God, His words, His laws, and His speech. For truth to be subjective, it has to pertain to the person themselves. Objectivity means that the truth is universal, which can only be derived from the laws of how the universe was created and how the world came to be. Aside from God, no one would be able to determine these universal truths. If God wanted to change these objective truths and realities, it would be within His power to do so. Subjectivity is related to the way people are indoctrinated into certain beliefs. It is similar to individual beliefs and individual perspectives. Subjectivity means that a person's beliefs have a source that they themselves know and they believe to be a reliable source. The issue our generation is suffering from is the distinction between objectivity, or universal truth, and subjectivity, or individual truth. If a person gives you an advice, if the advice comes from their personal experience, then it works towards influencing you through subjectivity. If the advice comes from God's commandments, then it implies a teaching or an objective truth that both of you must adhere to. The social contract was written in order to unify subjective truths into a single truth that is similar to the objective truth, not identical. Morality has to be derived from God's teachings rather than human preference. Do unto others as you would like them to do to you. This golden rule applies to all people, despite their preferences and their subjective truths, because it is derived from the Bible. If morality is derived from human preference and subjectivity, then it will always fall short. It cannot be universal unless all people feel the same, or think the same, or follow the same set of cultural rules and standards. A religious institution would work to streamline the moral principles and regulations that the community has to follow. However, with many religious institutions, each with a set of their own doctrines and laws, a single unified moral law would be unattainable, especially with a community that consists of different people following different religious and moral practices. Morality must be objective. Every moral principle that people abide by has to be derived from an objective perspective, from the teachings of God. Otherwise, it would not be applicable to all different people with different religious alignments. God created all humans, and therefore He knows what every human would consider a moral action and an immoral action. There is no subjectivity when it comes to morality. This means that a killer would not consider the act of killing another person a moral act. He would still identify the act as an immoral act, yet he does it without fear of being judged. Some killers would go so far as to justify their actions by using different claims. They would act as though the act of killing another person would rid the world of a sinful person, justifying their own action using the sins of the person they killed. Some of them would even believe that they are doing the right thing based on different beliefs that they have accumulated or developed throughout their lives. I killed him because he is a bad teacher. I killed him because he abused me when I was a child. I killed him because his wife told me how bad of a husband he is. Some killers would go so far as to claim that they are defending another person by killing another. However, in all cases, a killer would never brand the act of killing another as a moral act. They know that it is an immoral act, yet they do it anyway. This is why morality is always objective.
الحمد لله الحمد لله الحمد لله